was coming, whether you're a gamer, non-gamer. If you were just vaguely on X, then you know about Concord and knew that it was doomed day one. And now, after not quite 2 weeks or a little over 2 weeks, does it really matter? The game is already being put on ice. Welcome back to Words of Paradise. I'm your host, Leon Idle, and yes, an important update on Concord. This is coming directly from the PlayStation blog. I know a lot of others have covered it, and we're just gonna kick back, laugh, have some thoughts about this, because there's going to be a particular set to the internet that I myself align with. You know, all these angry Gamergate anti-woke chuds that are gonna try and claim that that the game failed due to wokeness. And don't get me wrong, that is absolutely a factor, but there's so much more to it. I want to gloat because this game is everything wrong with the modern gaming industry, and finally gamers were able to stick to their guns, say, you know what, we're not gonna buy this trash, and they ruined the game as it so desperately deserves. We're gonna get into this post. Before we do, hit that subscribe button. I'm a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news almost every day, and Concord fans, all 12 of you, we have been listening closely to your feedback since the launch of Concord on PlayStation 5 and PC, and want to thank everyone who has joined the journey aboard the North Star. Your support and passionate community that has grown around the game has meant the world to us. What support and passionate community? Like I get it. This is the corpo speak that they have to say because, well, that's how corpo speak works. But the game is failing and being pulled after just 2 weeks because there is no community. You are going to have more YouTubers and content creators reacting to this and making videos on it, and those videos are going to get more views than there ever was a player count for this game. Like, don't sit here and try and pretend like you had an audience, like you had fans. Even the people that did want the game to succeed, the very few there were complaining about how when they were going in to do rando matches, they were waiting 8 to 10 minutes. Sometimes the queue would relaunch because no one would be playing. And then once the game would start up, they were just running into the same players over and over. There wasn't even variety in who was being pulled from for these matches because only the same few hundred people were playing. Like how wild is it that you just got to recognize the same person maybe on the other side of the world based on their gamer tag, game after game after game, because you keep running into them. I've played my fair share of COD and World of Warcraft and done a lot of PvE and PvP and stuff, and that almost never happens. However, while many qualities of the experience resonate with players, they didn't, we also recognize that other aspects of the game in our initial launch didn't land the way we intended. I'm curious. What did you intend for? Did you intend for this to be the next big live service game? Because gamers are rejecting that model. Look at Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. That game also didn't fail because it was woke. It didn't fail because, oh, look, they killed Batman. This was Kevin Conroy's last role, which it wasn't, by the way, but there was a narrative that was going around for a while. No, it partially failed because people are fucking over this model for video games. We're rejecting it. We hate it. Whether it be go back to single player or go back to traditional style of multiplayer. Look, there's a million different avenues that we could say, hey, this is how we should start handling multiplayer games or video games in general going forward. But live service ain't the way. And live service for $40 certainly ain't the way. I mean, this game was in development for 8 years, and you say the launch didn't land as you intended? What was your intention aside from let's make Overwatch with ugly people and pronouns? I can't look for, I can't see anything beyond that because that's all the talk has been about it. Therefore, at this time, we have decided to take the game offline beginning September 6, 2024 and explore options, including those that will better reach our players. Now, before we go even further into this, Grum's had an interesting thought. Yeah, looking into options, a lot of folks are saying, well, hey, they're going to take it and make it free to play. Yeah, maybe that's something they'll do. Maybe they'll bring it back free to play with a lot of microtransactions. That's what Team Fortress did, and like I've got a video coming out later that talks about that and several others in terms of saving the video game industry. Team Fortress got 45,000 people on average playing on any given day. But Grum says this is going to be a write-off, a huge tax write-off. Concord's worth more to them dead and buried in a landfill. Yeah, that truly might be the case. I mean, this game might be more valuable just away from the general public. We could be looking at what in 20 years there could be a case of lost media for the game Concord. You know, we see all those YouTube videos, you know, 20 cases of lost media, and this will be like the crown jewel of the Nexpo video when Nexpo is like in his 80s or whatever. That's what Concord is being reduced to, a tax write-off. I kind of think Grumps is, again, maybe they'll come back with a free-to-play model, but even then, it might not necessarily succeed. Apex didn't succeed. Apex came back free to play and then still died. While we determine the best path ahead, Concord sales will cease immediately, and we will begin to offer a full refund for all gamers who will purchase the game on PS5 or PC. If you purchase the game for PlayStation 5 in the PlayStation Store or PlayStation Direct, a refund will be issued back to your original payment method. So, for those that don't know, if what I read was correct, the game made a little over $1 million. Which is tragic. I mean, the Borderlands film, which is considered to be one of, if not the biggest flop of all 2024 cinema, still made about 10 times that. I mean, the Borderlands film made about $10 million. Imagine this video game that's been in development for almost a decade did the numbers of 1/10 of the live-action Borderlands movie. So, them doing refunds, it's not like they're losing a whole lot because they didn't sell a whole lot to begin with. They lost so much more over the course of the 10 years of spending money to develop this trash. Customers who purchased on other digital storefronts will be refunded. More information about refunds from Steam and Egg can be found below. Basically, it's getting refunded all over. Once refunded, players will no longer have access to the game. We will keep you updated, and thank you again to all the free gunners who have joined us in the Concord Galaxy. Free Gunners, is that the name of your fucking player classes? Like, I didn't even know that. You want to know why I didn't know that? Because the marketing for this game was, hey, look, it's Guardians of the Galaxy mixed with Warhammer, but with all this gay shit in space. Also Overwatch. Like, there was no identity of its own in this game. I didn't even know Free Gunners was the term. We got my boy smashjt here, and look, I want to say Smash is prophetic. Smash saw this coming a mile away. No, Smash didn't see shit coming that the rest of us didn't see. I love you, Smash. I'm talking shit for shits and giggles, but Firewalk Studios, the studio behind the impending Concord flop, has serious internal issues. Yeah, guys, this tweet is from July 22nd, so it was a month and a half ago. Everyone knew it was going to be a flop. It's just funny to go back and look at posts and be like, yeah, we were all talking about this. Look what came to fruition. The exact same. We knew what happened. And then we got Cabrutus. Concord is officially dead. Now what? Now we continue what we've been doing. We keep the pressure. No, in fact, we double it. We make the boycott even bigger. Let's make sure they'll always be aware that we, the gaming community, don't want DEI bullshit in our games. Today we celebrate. Tomorrow we get ready to fight again. The war goes on. Yes, the DEI stuff was a fixture. It was one of the main things that killed this game. But it wasn't the main thing that killed this game because, again, Overwatch does serious numbers. Overwatch kind of woke as fuck. I mean, like video games that have woke elements aren't necessarily always flops. They're just flops when the game itself is also bad. And I wouldn't even say that Concord was probably bad in the traditional sense. Like, it wasn't Sonic 06. It didn't come out a buggy, destructive mess. It was just so painfully generic, priced way too high because it had a price. It didn't have any identity of its own. The woke stuff was sort of just the icing on top. And I say that because I was watching live when the reveal trailer was debuted. Before there was any hint of wokeness, before there was any hint of DEI nonsense, before there was even any hint of it being a live service game, just the initial cinematic trailer and how ugly it was had the chat fuming. Like, this was the debut of the game, and not only was it the debut of the game, but it was the first trailer at the Sony State of Play back in like May or whatever it was. And people rejected it then. Like May or June. Either way, point is, everyone rejected it just based on that first cinematic trailer before we knew anything about the gameplay, before we knew anything about the vignettes that were going to be oh so amazing. Now, yes, I do agree with Cabrutus in that, hey, DEI games need to fail. We need to keep pushing. Lump Dustcord in with Dustborn. They have such similar titles, oddly enough. But it's going to take more than just fighting against DEI stuff to fix the gaming industry, which is why I have a video coming out later today about what it will take to fix the gaming industry. It's actually very simple. Amir says, Games Sony could have made with the money, $100 million they spent on Concord. Killzone, Infamous 4, Sly Cooper, Days Gone 2, Little Big Planet 4, Resistance. Might I also throw in there Jack and Daxter? Like, yeah, look at, give us a new Sly Cooper would have sold gangbusters. Infamous would probably sell pretty well. Killzone definitely would sell well over what Concord sold. Not that that's very difficult. I think Killzone's a bit too old school, a bit too niche. Like PlayStation has all but abandoned that IP. But you know what? Killzone would still do. I bet there'd be some people that hype it up. They'd be excited for the comeback. I mean, that's what we're seeing with Gears of War when the new one comes back. Days Gone 2 would absolutely sell. But the big in here is Sly Cooper. I bet you the numbers Sly Cooper would do would pay for like 40 Concords over. It's kind of amazing. But no, PlayStation decided to go with their LGBT pronoun Overwatch clone with just generic visuals, and look what happened. RGT85, no one wanted Concord. No one bought Concord. Concord is now dead. Welcome to the consumer-driven industry. We call the shots, not you. And it's nice to believe that. It's nice to believe that we call the shots, but do we call the shots? Because Concord was still made. Dustborn was still made. We've seen these games actually get produced and brought to market. Now, gamers rejected them, and that was awesome, but someone is funding this. That means there are going to be continued funding attempts for games of this ilk, unless magically investors wise up and realize, oh, we're not making money on this. This isn't what the people want. Maybe pushing a political message in tandem with making games that just aren't very fun to play or don't do anything for the actual audience also is a net negative. There's so many different avenues we could take with this, but the fact of the matter is, yeah, I want to believe that we're a consumer-driven industry and that we call the shots, not you. But why has gaming, at least Western gaming, been getting worse and worse and worse when we have been rejecting these games outright? Because it's not like Concord is the first game to fail like this. Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League was a failure. Dustborn, failure. This game, failure. Now I get it. Development cycles take years, and so we might be seeing a shift up in the game industry, over the course of the next several years once they start realizing they've got to put some of this stuff on the back burner. I saw a lot of comments on X about people saying Last of Us Factions died so that this game could die, and I'm gonna be real, Last of Us Factions would have also fucking sucked. Like, I don't know why you guys are so upset the Last of Us Factions got canceled when that game would have also been just a mess of a game that did nothing other than coast on the... I would say coast on the name of The Last of Us, but even The Last of Us doesn't really have that prestigious of a name anymore because of the divisiveness of Last of Us 2. And the fact of the matter is, Concord's dead. Hopefully it's not coming back, and if it does come back, it's gonna be like Morbius in that, oh, look, they thought that making memes meant there was interest in the movie, we'll put it back in theaters again, and it failed even harder. If they bring this back free to play, it's just gonna fail again. It might take a little bit longer because, it'll be harder for them to judge how much money they're making, or in this case, not making because it's free to play. But either way, it's beautiful, it's glorious. I know everyone else under the sun has covered this, but I had to talk about it because it is a cause for celebration. But much like Brutus said, it is also a cause for, we can't just rest on our laurels. We have to push even harder because, believe it or not, we do care about this stuff. It's not just, these grifters trying to make money. No. We're gamers. We want good games. We're nerds. We want great nerd culture, and you're not giving it to us. And so we are going to do anything and everything to force you to give it to us, while we also make the strides to make it on our own, so we no longer have to rely on your stupid asses. But those are just my opinions. Let me know yours in the comments down below, or let me know on X. You can find me at Bolt the Word. And please do subscribe. I'm a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news every day. Not always about the modern video game industry, but anime, movies, music, Magic the Gathering, you name it. Check me out on Instagram at wordsofparadise_Leon. And become a member for $4.99 a month. You can join the Discord, choose the articles I go over on a day-to-day basis, choose the videos I react to on my Friday night live streams, and of course, get involved with over 80 other vital idols. We are a bright, beautiful, glowing, vibrant community that I cannot wait to grow even further because we do care about diversity. But only one kind of diversity of thought. If that's interesting to you, join the Discord, hit subscribe, and until next time, it is all here in the Nerdosphere. This has been Words of Paradise.